I just think it's cheap for the sport.
I mean, that's what they want to think.
A teammate blocked on purpose in qualifying. A partnership destroyed on the final lap.
Well, we're not friends.
A driver lashing out at his own team.
Lance appears to shove his personal trainer out of the way.
Or a title defined by revenge over politics.
Today, no way.
These are the most unsportsmanlike Formula One moments of all time. What do all F1 world champions have in common? Polemics. And Michael Schumacher has a lot of those. Starting with the famous one, Monaco 2006. The season was already spicy. And at this circuit, everyone knows the deal. Qualifying is the race. Get pole here and you basically win unless you fumble.
Box now, box for hard. Stay out, stay out, stay out.
So in Q3, the Kaiser drops a 1:13.898, a solid lap, but not safe, because Alonso was flying too. So what did he do to protect himself? All of a sudden, a 7-time world champion locks up, and instead of finishing the turn or using the escape road, he straightens the wheel and just stops the Ferrari right there. Of course, Alonso lifts, and the lap is gone. Briatore?
Would he really do something like that?
I don't know. This is the way Ferrari manage, you know.
Now, Ferrari said it was a mistake, but the real mistake would be you not subscribing to the channel, and you know it. Don't be like Ferrari. Luckily, 8 hours later, the FIA deletes Schumacher's times.
I'm there for many, many years, and people should know better who I am and what I am after all these years.
Dead last, and Alonso wins.
Fernando Alonso wins in Monte Carlo.
The good ending. That was unsportsmanlike with finesse, but there's plenty more from him. In 2010, he was back on the grid with Mercedes, fighting in the midfield, but still driving like he had a chance to win. Meanwhile, Rubens Barrichello, his ex-teammate, was in a Williams at the Hungaroring right behind him, fighting for the last point available. So with just 4 laps to go and on the main straight, Rubens goes for it, like every other driver would have.
He's trying to Schumacher's almost put him in the wall! Schumacher almost put him in the wall there! A real charge across!
Black flag for that, black flag! That was horrible!
Then he gets a 10th-place grid penalty for the next race, and after seeing it back, he has to admit he went too far and apologized to Rubens. This wasn't about the points, maybe just frustration from realizing he wasn't on top anymore. However, these types of clashes also happen within the top drivers. So it's 2017 and we're in Baku. For more context, Vettel and Hamilton were in the fight for the championship. It was early in the season, yeah, but at the same time, these two were already the favorites for the title, so there was pressure, lots of it.
Out and away we go, Valtteri Bottas pointing towards Lewis Hamilton.
Anyway, it's lap 16 and the safety car is out, and while everything looks chill, Lewis complains about the speed.
The safety car needs to speed up because this is too slow.
Meanwhile, instead of keeping up, he lifts a bit to make space, and...
Oh, he went into him!
The best part, instead of letting it go, he pulls alongside and one hand comes off the wheel. He's waving, and then out of nowhere...
Wait, he brake tested me! What the going on?
That was just pure road rage.
Vettel literally just came alongside me and turned in and hit me.
And I'm sure this is a big contrast for the people that met Vettel these days. In the end, the stewards gave him a 10-second stop-and-go penalty, which was a better punishment than the next guy. Oversteam was one of the biggest rivalries in recent years. However, the moment when they showed their true colors was in Austria. By then, the Silver Arrow's friendship was already over. So in the final lap, while Nico was leading, Lewis catches him, clearly not interested in settling for second.
Turn 2, his teammates got the inside line, they've touched again!
Hamilton opens the DRS and goes around the outside. Clean move. And Rosberg, he just keeps the car straight. Wings touch, carbon fiber everywhere.
And is he going to come onto the track and touch his teammate? He's now got damage, Nico Rosberg. Bits of carbon fiber are showering the track, and Lewis Hamilton does manage to overtake his teammate.
Lewis survives and drives off to win.
Hamilton takes the Austrian Grand Prix, the 250th Grand Prix win by a British driver.
Nico's front wing explodes, gets stuck under the car and throws sparks like a broken toaster. He limps home in 4th.
And limping home, the championship leader in 4th place, minus a front wing.
Austria ended with sparks under the car and a lucky finish for Hamilton. But things hadn't always gone his way. Hungary 2007 didn't just mess up a qualifying session, it straight up blew a team apart. McLaren on one side with Fernando Alonso, a double world champion, proven, experienced, still convinced he was the guy. And Lewis Hamilton on the other side, the rookie that didn't drive like one anymore. The drama started on qualifying. The team asked Hamilton to let Alonso through to have an extra lap. Alonso expected it. Hamilton didn't give it back on the installation lap. And you already know what happens when the protocol is broken. Then we get to the end of Q3. Alonso pits and mechanics finish, but they make him wait. And when the lolly pops up, seconds go by and Hamilton is stuck behind him, watching the clock die.
Yep, they want him out of there. Now Alonso's not getting on with it. Only a minute 40 to go. Is he blocking Hamilton here?
He knew exactly what he was doing. Hamilton misses his lap and Alonso gets on pole.
Here's Hamilton not going terribly quickly. Slowly making his way back to pits. Ted Kravitz, what can you tell us?
Ron Dennis was out of his chair. He's absolutely furious.
While Alonso faster than anybody in the middle sector. Is he going to take provisional pole position on this very controversial day? Drives like, yes he does!
Until he gets a grid penalty. During all this, Ron Dennis was furious. He threw his headphones and went to talk to Alonso's physiotherapist.
Not entirely sure who that gentleman is that Ron Dennis has got by the collar, but certainly I believe he's a Hispanic speaker.
And Lewis, well, you could see from his face in the interview he wasn't amused.
Those rather strange delays before you went out for both runs, was that your decision or the team holding you back?
Team was holding me back.
And if we're talking about reckless drivers, there's one that...
And he cannot deal with adversity. Whenever anything is not going his way, he lashes out with unnecessary anger.
Well, maybe Russell overreacted, but if you saw Verstappen in his rookie days, there's a chance you would agree with him. Clear example, Mexico 2016. With only 3 laps left and 3 guys fighting for the last step of the podium, of course it was gonna be tense. So when Sebastian Vettel came to attack Max in turn 1, he locked up.
That is Sebastian Vettel, and that is a big lockup from Max Verstappen, and he goes wide, and Sebastian Vettel, as Verstappen goes onto the grass, might be able to come and take the remaining podium place here.
But not only that, he started backing him off to Ricciardo.
Single file.
Or are you not seeing what I'm seeing? He's backing me off into Ricciardo.
And he's not just backing him off, Ricciardo's having a go down the inside, and somehow Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo don't come together. Ricciardo giving it absolutely everything in his bid.
After the race, Max got a time penalty and lost the podium. Funnily enough, that same year, the FIA stepped in and banned moving under braking. However, to be fair, this wasn't new. All through 2016, Max had this thing where he'd wait until a rival fully committed, then move late under braking. And he also had this special thing to do, especially with Ferrari drivers.
Here we are on board with Kimi Raikkonen, gaining all the time. Verstappen moves over, and then they touch as Verstappen a bit later on the brakes. Yes, he is, and he pushes Kimi Raikkonen wide.
You have to let the Red Bull pass because his only interest is pushing me off the circuit completely.
And again.
And what's going to happen this time, I wonder, because it seems that the Ferrari's got the straight line speed. He's also got DRS as well. Which way is he going to go? Oh, and Verstappen.
Hey, come on, this is ridiculous now. He's just turning when I'm going full speed on the right.
So yeah, basically a driver forced a rule change. Pretty wild. But it didn't stop there for him. Even though Brazil has this thing about taking out his inner PK, why would that be? Astonishing drives and Sunday fightbacks might be a little overshadowed by some controversies. Because at first in 2021 while fighting for the championship, he did one move that took all of us back into those rookie days.
At the start of the sprint, he's trying to take the lead from Verstappen, but he is forced wide by Verstappen, and Verstappen himself has to go off the track.
Well, at least it was against a rival, but 2022 was kind of a betrayal. By then, the Dutchman had already won everything. 2-time world champ, season wrapped. But for Checo, the story was different. He was fighting Leclerc for second place in the championship. So here's the setup. On lap 67, Max overtakes his teammate to see if he can fight Alonso.
On Sergio Perez, down the inside, Perez fights it with one hand tied behind his back a little bit.
Spoiler, he couldn't. So what does RB say?
Max, if we don't pass Fernando on the exit of 12, can we let Checo through, please?
He just keeps going and crosses the line.
Max, let Checo through, please. Max, what happened?
I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me, okay? Are we clear about that?
Checo's reaction hurt the most. Calm, but clearly wounded.
I'm sorry about that, Checo.
We'll debrief everything afterwards.
Yeah, it shows who he really is.
Teammate fights will always feel awkward, but nothing compares to title deciders. In the last episode of the season in 1994, the writers chose full drama. By the time everyone got to Australia, the mood was already awful. Schumacher had been insanely good all year, but a 2-race suspension meant Damon Hill was suddenly right there. Last race, 1 point difference. 2 amazing drivers fighting for their first crown. A completely normal and clean race until lap 36. Michael loses the rear, slides onto the grass, and hits the wall.
Schumacher's off. Schumacher's lost.
He knew his race was done. So, what was the plan? The Kaiser flew into the barriers, and the only remaining contender on track limped back to the pits, only to realize that he had a broken suspension.
You see the front left wheel is locked up. Eamon obviously extremely worried. He knows in his heart of hearts that it is all over.
And what's really scary is what came next. Practically the exact same script. Final race of the 1997 season with two title contenders, being Schumi the one ahead by 1 point. But the real deal came in lap 47. Kaiser's tyres were going off, things weren't feeling great, and Villeneuve saw his chance, so he went for the inside at dry sack. Michael's response? The cars touched. Nevertheless, this time Villeneuve kept going, and the German slid straight into the gravel. Jacques managed to take the checkered flag in third, which was enough to win the championship. Meanwhile, the fallout was brutal. The FIA erased Schumacher from the entire 1997 standings.
Though the act was apparently deliberate, it was instinctive and it was not premeditated. World Council has therefore decided to exclude Michael Schumacher from the results of the 1997 Formula 1 World Championship.
Still the only time that's ever happened. It seems his strategy didn't work twice, unlike Senna's, because we all knew Ayrton was super fast, but he didn't always beat you by being faster. Let's get this straight first. He was already one of the best qualifiers ever, always right on the limit, but for him, that still wasn't enough. He wasn't risking it. So the move was simple. After doing a good lap, instead of politely vanishing back into the pits, he'd stay out, cooling down, and funnily enough, always on the racing line. He wasn't just trying to slow down drivers, he tried to straight up murder them. Luckily for Senna, team radios were not that famous in the late 80s, because if they were, he would have probably been verbally assassinated. Just like Kimi Räikkönen radios, who argued like a guy who just wanted everyone to stop existing.
Hey, stop late now, sake.
On track, Kimi was calm, fast, and totally locked in. However, the moment he pressed that radio button, he was a PR menace. You knew anytime he was about to say anything, the censoring team had a job. Let's go with a classic.
Okay, Kimi, next car behind you is Alonso. I'll keep you updated on the pace.
Just leave me alone, I know what to do.
But hey, at least that wasn't a joke. In the end, you can't blame him. He did know what he was doing. Then we have real threats to other drivers. Monaco 2013, Perez makes a move. They touch, and Kimi goes on the radio saying,
I want to hit him when I see it, for sure.
And I'm all for it. It's comedy gold. This makes you realize Kimi doesn't like chaos. So when there's some madness happening during a red flag, like the car's about to drive off without him.
Steering wheel, claps on steering wheel, yeah. Steering wheel, hey! Hey, steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me.
The best part is, even in his last season, he was the exact same guy.
Okay, give me box if you can hear me.
You don't hear me?
No, negative.
But you answer still.
Petty?
No.
Iconic? Also yeah. And that pretty much sums up who Kimi is. He never changed. Everyone just learned to mute him. At least he snapped with words and silence and never went physical. That's why this one hits different. And this wasn't some old school paddock drama from the VHS days. This was modern Formula 1 with HD cameras everywhere. In 2023, Lance Stroll was going downhill throughout the season, and Qatar was no exception. Dude was still searching for pace that just wasn't really there. So qualifying goes wrong. Q1 exit.
Stroll goes over the line. It's only 17th, 4 races in a row. He's out in Q1.
He then jumps out the car, clearly furious. And that's when his longtime assistant, Henry Howe, tries to guide him to FIA weigh-in, but Strulovic just snapped.
Who's struggling to find the answers at the moment.
Not an accident or a misunderstanding, a shove. Then comes the interview. Barely any answers.
Alonso said during the race he won't overtake you. But
we were 6 and 7 points for the team.
But he is higher in the Drivers' Championship, so I could imagine that if he overtakes you, that it's good for him in Championship.
He's right over here. Why don't you ask him?
I already spoke with him.
Amazing how you can have that attitude while being a driver at that level. The FIA investigates it for bringing the sport into disrepute. The outcome? Private apology. That's it. Moments like this prove unsportsmanlike behavior in F1 isn't always about cheating the rules. Sometimes it's just pressure winning. Which reminds me, in case you don't remember why Stroll is so hated, I'll just leave this video for you to refresh your memory. And as always, thank you for watching.